All right. Hello, good evening or good day to our friends in Australia. My name is Greg Lewis. I'm the marketing manager here at MetaStock, coming at you from our satellite studio deep in South Texas. Our presenter tonight is our very own Bobby Hiller, and he will be coming at you from Salt Lake City. And the presentation tonight is really, what am I trying to say? Focused on people in Australia. That is why it's not our normal time. I don't know what time it is in Australia, but I expect it's early in the morning. And right now in our part of the country, it's about 8 o'clock or about 7 o'clock in the evening. Anyway, none of that matters. Let's watch a video.
Hi, my name is Kelly Clement, and I am the president here at MetaStock. You know, one of the biggest questions I get asked is, what is MetaStock, and how can it help me in my trading? Well, if you give me about 3 minutes of your time, I can show you. MetaStock is an award-winning software and data package that has been helping traders for over 40 years. Simply put, MetaStock is a tool for traders like you to analyze the markets. MetaStock works across all asset classes, including stocks, futures, forex, options, crypto, and more. MetaStock is designed to help you take the guesswork out of trading by offering a methodical, systematic approach to some key questions all traders come up against. Questions like, how do I decide which securities to trade when there are literally thousands to choose from? Which strategies should I use, and how do I test that strategy before spending my first trading dollar? When should I enter and exit a trade? How can I effectively manage the securities I'm interested in? What are the best options to trade? And of course, how do I know where prices will go next? At the core of MetaStock are its power tools. The power tools are designed to give professional-grade analysis tools to private traders. You can scan the market with the MetaStock Explorer to filter and sort securities that show buy and sell signals based on your criteria. The MetaStock System Tester lets you test most strategies through a process called backtesting. This allows you to see how your strategy would have performed over time. One of MetaStock's most powerful tools is its charts. MetaStock allows you to navigate through your charts through browser-like tabs, arrange them in ways that you see fit, or group them in layout windows that allow you to quickly access your groups of charts. And then with the MetaStock Forecaster, you can even take advantage of patented technology to view probable future prices. If you're an options trader, well, you're going to love OptionScope. OptionScope puts all the critical information at your fingertips, displaying sortable, customizable, color-coded options data, even including the Greeks. You can then take this data and analyze your options with the built-in strategies with risk-reward graphs. And MetaStock has solutions for traders of all levels and interests. If you're just getting into trading, you'll appreciate the education offered by our many built-in systems. In addition to pointing out buy and sell signals, MetaStock explains how they work in an easy-to-follow commentary window. MetaStock has systems based off of popular strategies, things like MACD, Bollinger Bands, turtle trading, candle patterns, and many more. MetaStock even has the very popular and exclusive Rahul Mohindar oscillator system, or simply known as the RMO. As you become a more experienced trader, MetaStock grows with you. Advanced analysts will enjoy the comprehensive list of trading systems and indicators and the ability to create, build, and test their own systems. And if you're a day trader, you can't do better than Zenith, the real-time news, data, and analysis package powered by LSEG, a world leader in market data. Zenith is a comprehensive and flexible system with an extremely powerful search tool, which includes fundamental and economic data. Add on our world-class support, and it's not hard to see why MetaStock has won the Stocks and Commodities Reader's Choice Award for 35 consecutive years. To find out more about MetaStock and how it can help you in your trading, visit metastock.com or contact a product professional via phone, email, or chat.
All right. Thanks so much for watching that. So again, we're going to be starting in about 1 minute and 28 seconds. And tonight's presenter is our very own Bobby Hiller. And Bobby is going to be discussing MetaStock 19, the latest, greatest release of our flagship software. A couple things, if you would like and subscribe, that would be awesome. If you ring the bell, then you'll be notified every time we have a live event like this, and we have a live event like this about once a week or so, so it's a good thing to know. Also, we do encourage questions and comments. We're very casual about that here. We just ask that you be respectful of the speakers and your co-viewers, and I think that's it. If you do have questions, we are simulcasting, so if you put it here on YouTube, Bobby will pick it up, even though he's broadcasting right now on GoToWebinar. All right, so we're going to be starting in about 35 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and let you listen to some jazzy music whilst I make sure that Bobby is good to go. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, or excuse me, this morning in Australia, and successful trading. And apologies in advance for trying to say Australia like an Australian.
All right. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us today. Good morning to you, I should say. It's the evening for me here. I'm based in Salt Lake City, Utah, in the USA. I'm Bobby Hiller, and today I'm going to be doing a demonstration for you all on our brand new release of MetaStock 19. I wanted to do a video that was a little more focused on the Australia markets, and just so that I could kind of reach out and help our dealer, Traders Oracle, kind of showcase the new MetaStock. Really excited to be here with you all today. Don't mind my background. I'm in my home office today, so not in the normal office at corporate. But yeah, let's go ahead and kind of dive into things. So as you know, if you've seen any of our past webinars, I do quickly have to go through this disclaimer. So today's demonstration, it's designed to instruct you on using MetaStock and the accompanying software plugins. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell, but rather guidelines to interpreting and using the specific indicators and features within the software. The information, software, and techniques presented today should only be used by investors who are aware of the risk inherent in trading. MetaStock and its employees shall have no liability for any investment decisions based on the use of the software, any trading strategies, or any information provided in connection with the company. MetaStock and its employees do not endorse the purchase of any security, nor is it paid for the promotion of any security. No information contained in this presentation should be construed as investment advice or a solicitation to buy or sell any security. So basically, all we're saying is I'm not here telling you guys what you should be trading. I'm just here to show you how MetaStock works, to put it lightly. All right, I think I just changed the resolution on my monitor here, and it looks like it's making things fit a little bit interestingly. However, I am doing today's presentation in partnership with MetaStock Australia, or Traders Oracle today. So everyone that is tuning in from Australia, I want to make sure that you're aware that you do have local support out there for anyone that signs up through metastockaustralia.com.au or through, Traders Oracle. I have their contact information here on the page. The owner of the company is also watching today, so I'm hoping I don't fib up too much here. I got some pressure on. But yeah, so if you guys are in Australia or really anywhere around the world, we have local dealers all over the place to take care of you. I know we invited people to this webinar from our whole list too. So wherever you're checking in from, know you have local dealers out there. If you're kind of, outside of the US time zone, MetaStock Australia, I highly recommend them. In any case, I highly recommend them. They're a fantastic company to work with, that's for certain. All right, so some of the things that we're going to be covering today, pretty much the majority of the presentation, I'm going to be showing you guys the new features inside of MetaStock 19. I will be going, over some of just the basics of MetaStock, I suppose. It might actually be helpful if, for those of you that are watching, which I know some of you are tuned in on YouTube as well, but if you can let me know, are you already using MetaStock? And if so, what version do you have? Do you have version 18, version 19? If you just want to type that into the chat box, you're welcome to do so. That'll kind of help me know how to tailor the presentation today. But no worries, you don't have to, but that can always be helpful for us. So these are some of the big highlights of MetaStock right here. Some of the things I'm going to be showing you guys today. We completely updated like the workflow of our charts all together, and I think you guys are really going to like some of these features that we released around the kind of workflows inside of MetaStock and the new layout designs that we have. We also added a bunch of new theme support, so I'm pretty excited about that. I've definitely changed my standard MetaStock look and feel kind of entirely to meet kind of a more modern trading style of analysis that you kind of see nowadays. And yeah, you guys are welcome to update the platform however you like, though. I'll show you guys some of these new styles. I'll show you some of the new drawing tools and some of the new trading systems that are all included in MetaStock 19. I see some people are chiming in. It looks like we have people that already have 19. Great. Hopefully I can show you some new kind of features in there. And then I see some people that are on our older versions too. Okay, fantastic. Well, if you like anything today, we're going to have kind of a special deal. At least I'm going to let you guys know about a special deal you can get towards the end of the webinar. So be sure to stay tuned for the full thing. I'm just going to pop open my other image here. Okay. So theme support, we do have some slides put together we'll be going through, but we will also be spending probably the majority of our time inside of MetaStock. I am working on a slightly different setup than normal, so sorry guys if you see me kind of dashing between my screens. Just a little bit of a different workflow for me, but I still have everything ready to go here. So as you can see, we have the light and dark theme. So if you already have a theme saved on your like Windows 11, I believe it is, that's for light or dark, then the first time you open up MetaStock, it's going to select that theme. But let me actually bring MetaStock onto my main window here. In MetaStock now, you can come into the theme and select the dark or light here, and that'll kind of just be your new overall theme altogether with the charting workflows. So you have new tabbed charts, as you can see right here. You can easily tab in between your charts, and I'm actually going to be showing you guys this. This is still kind of a high-level overview here. We're going to be able to pin them. You can drop and drag and drop, float charts outside of the container now. This is absolutely huge. I know we've had clients asking for this for a really long time, especially for those that have multiple monitors like myself. I have screens all across here, and it's so much more convenient to be able to pull the charts out and put them onto the monitor that you want them on, and maybe you'll have your broker open on a separate screen or something of that nature. It makes it really kind of easy and convenient, and I'm so excited that we were able to not only add those floating charts into MetaStock, but just the whole charting system altogether is vastly improved, and I think you guys are going to be really impressed with it. We've also added some new tile and quick view modes to that as well with the layouts. So your layouts can function as independent windows now, which gives you additional improved multi-monitor support. You're going to have a simple process for really kind of creating these and saving your layouts, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. A lot of today is also going to be a demonstration of the features and kind of a training on how to do it, just because there is so much included inside of here. I am going to try to keep it to an hour, So we'll kind of see how that goes. There's kind of some new trading systems we've added to MetaStock. I might take some time off the demo of those, but I'll still show them to you guys at the end if we end up spending too long. But I definitely want to show you kind of the new layouts and workflows inside of here. We also have easier navigation of the main windows and restorations. So restoring your workspace, you can see in this kind of slow GIF I have set up here, but with this new multi-monitor support, if you have multiple charts set up in different unique flows on each of your monitors, or even just on your single monitor, as soon as you close down MetaStock, it's going to remember exactly where that's at. So if you spent a lot of time, I was working with a client, the other day, he has like two 55-inch TVs up on his wall that he puts a ton of charts on. And so if you have some weird, unique setup, kind of like he does, when you close that down, and it's all going to be there when you open it up the next time too. So it really is going to save you a lot of time, and especially if you're keeping some charts open to get alerts or just to view the broader market or different indices sectors, things of that nature. It can be really useful. Same with the indicators here as well. Oh, where did this go? Sorry guys, got myself a little off track. Let's go ahead and get out of the PowerPoint and let's get into MetaStock to show you guys some of this. I'm going to save that. I have everything on my other monitor. So I'm just closing this stuff down. And here we go. Let's actually close that. All right. I'm just going to make sure that I didn't change my resolution and you guys can see everything okay. I do have backup. I have Greg, so I know if I do something terrible, he'll let me know, but I just want to see the audience view. Okay, you guys can see my screen. Thanks, Greg. All right, so here we are, just looking at, kind of the standard MetaStock. When you open it up, if you're on your charts, you'll probably notice that there's several things that are a little bit different and unique. I already showed you guys a lot of this inside of the PowerPoint already, but let's kind of go through some of what we just saw and process that a little bit and check some of this out. So inside of here, in your charts, let me see which ones were we looking at here. All right, so inside of this, you can come and grab your tabs here and drag it outside of the window. So this is actually dragging over onto my other monitors. When I pull it off to the side, I'll bring it back on. But you'll also notice these new pop-ups that are on the screen, and I absolutely love these. So it's as easy as just kind of coming and dragging and dropping right there, and that chart I just had is going to attach over here. And then I have the rest of my charts that were in tabs here. So this is kind of like, kind of like in your internet browser when you're moving charts around, or like if you're on Windows and you can click your different screens onto different sections of your window. It's just like that. Once again, I'll show you guys that. I can pull it out. If I want to drop a chart onto the top, I can come right here. If I wanted to do it on the bottom, same thing. But also, I really like this box here that kind of lets me drop it into these places real quickly without having to drag it all the way off to the side of the screen. Really cool little setup, and you can see I have all my charts like this. So just a real unique layout with that there. All right, let me get this onto my other screen too, so I can make sure I am showing you guys everything. All right, so with indicators searching, so you all probably know that MetaStock has hundreds of indicators in here, and you've probably, done the tricks where you're using our indicator quick list that we have in there. So it shows like your most recently used indicators, or I know a lot of people would put like an exclamation point or mark right before their favorite indicators to put them up at the top. Well, now you can simply come in here and start typing in what you want. And instead of just hitting M and it shows me all the M's, now I can actually type in MACD, and this is searching via multiple methods. So it's actually searching for everything that starts with and everything that contains. So you can see also how there's like the adaptive cycle toolkit MACD. That's also going to show up when I type in MACD up here. So easier indicator searching, pretty much easier searching all throughout. Whenever there's a dialog box and you can kind of fully type into it now instead of just going to specific letter. We also changed how we list all of these. So now it's all alphabetical in one full list descending. So previously you used to have everything that kind of came built in with MetaStock A through Z, and then you had another list of all the additional indicators and things that you might have added to the software that are then A to Z. Well, now it's just kind of all lined up because it's really easy to search in here. So just, you'll notice there's hundreds of quality of life improvements like this throughout MetaStock. We kind of like to make this joke when we were viewing MetaStock 19 and going over like our marketing meetings and things of that nature beforehand. And we were trying to think, how can we get all of this information in front of everybody? Because there were pages and pages and pages of improvements that we added into MetaStock 19. And we joked about doing like the Star Wars theme, you know, just rolling in the huge lines of text. We didn't want to have you guys have to read all of that and, you know, copyright stuff, but it's true. I thought it was a funny idea because there really is so much in here, guys. So I'm just going to try to highlight my favorite things and the really big things, but you'll probably notice there's lots of new things going on in the background too that I might not even touch on. And so I highly recommend trying this out for yourself if you haven't yet. With that being said, let's keep moving along. So we have the easier indicator search. We also have greatly improved our indicator editor. So if I come in here into an indicator and I open it up and I see the values in here. So I know a lot of our clients like to, you know, kind of create their own custom indicators or create their own custom scans and things of that nature. Well, whether you do or you don't, and in any case, I think it's worth knowing, sure, this might be a little more complex of one, but even making real simple ones is nice and useful, but you'll see there's color coding in here now. So when you have a constant or a value, it's like highlighted. So the high or the low, those are all blue. With the periods here, those are kind of like a gold color, as you can see. And if something ends up getting messed up, so if I just delete this bracket here and I hit OK, it's going to let me know with an error message, hey, there's an error on line 4. This is not a recognized name, constant, or operator. And so I can go there and see it's actually that I had, that I need to put that back inside of there. So it'll take me right to the line, gives me the error message. Things are color coded now. I think that's really nice to have. Let's see here. What else do we have? All right, so we've added a bunch of changes to the toolbar. There's a number of different things going on here. So up here at the top and over here on the side. So there's a couple of new things that we can do now. Let me actually get into here. All right, so I'm going to right click on this and go into the custom toolbar properties. So you'll see we have these templates. We used to have templates in like the older one. This is like nothing new in that extent, but what we have added are additional kind of like images. These are all newly designed, and we've added the little images here to save kind of screen real estate instead of having text like everywhere. If you wanted to come in and create a new toolbar, you just click the new button there, and then there's lots of really neat things you can do here. One example I like to give, just because this seems to surprise a lot of people, even though, you know, they could have done this in a roundabout way in the past. Now it's super simple to come in here and create your own custom toolbar. You can also go to web addresses. So if I just click like this light bulb here, shortcut item. So just a free broker, I'm just going to say robinhood.com. We have no affiliation. Screen tip, I'll say broker. I'm going to hit OK and then OK. And now you'll see that added this button over here. And if I click that, it's going to open up robinhood.com or whatever your broker is or whatever quick link you might want to have. But that way, if you're on your chart and you're like, oh, I want to take this trade, you can just click the button and it's going to take you into, say, I would put your login page. Would work really well for your broker, or you can create your own templates and things like that, or if you have favorite templates, you can also create these for your favorite templates. Just to give like an example here, if I hover over, this is our popular template, and if I just click it, it'll take the section that I was clicked onto and it will update my template just on this page. So now this is showing, candlesticks here with the MACD histogram, stochastics, and the RSI. And you can really easily come in here and you can change these. If you don't want the ones that are in there, you can delete them, you can edit them, or you can add your own. So that's a nice little improvement there. You can also, let's see here. Oh, and these toolbar changes will persist across all of the layouts as well. I have some notes over here, so sometimes I've got to reference them because, again, huge Star Wars sized list of new features to be showing you guys today. All right, let's keep it moving. Okay, so some of the other chart themes that things that I want to show to you guys. So with these tabs that you have, as you can see here, there's a little pin here, and you can simply click that pin and it's going to pin it so that that one kind of just always stays there. And I think that's kind of useful to have. We also added a bunch of new tiling options. So we have like auto tile, which, and again, I'm just clicked in over on this right side. So it auto tiled everything on the right hand side to be in there. And then I have these here. We also added new tiling options, so the way that it sorts them as well. I recommend you guys kind of check all of those out for yourself. But then the really big one here, so I'm currently just working on the main MetaStock kind of tab. We also added those new layouts and the new workflows around the layouts. So let's kind of get a clean slate here so you guys can follow along. And I'm just going to do a close all. And I don't need to save any of that. So what I'm going to do, is I'm going to actually come up here. I could have just done this in the first place. And I just hit that little plus button. And what this has done is it says you have opened a custom layout. Any added charts will be considered layout charts, and changes will be saved as part of the layout and not to like in its own chart file. So if I wanted to come in here and open up, say, a bunch of top world indices, we'll do the ASX, Belgium, BIST, the Dow Jones Transport, Euronext 100. So just, say it's a list of indices or something. It can be whatever you want it to be, right? Let's go ahead and open all of these up. You'll see these have all opened. I'm going to go ahead and full screen this. All right, and now you can also come in and you can do whatever you want to these charts, right? You can add images, etc., change them around, customize them to be whatever it is that you want to have on them. Maybe I want this one to be, candlesticks, but I want the default settings for that. Anyways, change this to how you want. And now what I can do, so maybe this is what I use to see the broad market, the securities that I selected to put in here, right? So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go to File, Save As, and you'll see this defaults to a layout here. So we will call this my webinar indices layout, and I'll save that, right? And now if I was to go, well, let's go ahead and just close that. And now let's say I'm doing something else. I'm looking at Ford and Tesla and a few different cars, things of that nature. Oh, that was not a car like I intended it to be. But now I'm doing analysis on like a different sector or something of that nature, right? So let's pretend these are all like car stocks that I like to watch or monitor. So again, I'm going to save this, and I'm going to save it as cars layout. Again, we're working with layouts here, not just cars. And now a great thing about these, if I close all of this again, and now I'm just looking at something random here that I'll open up. Oop, not as my cars. Actually did that in my cars layout, which I didn't mean to do. I meant to do that in my MetaStock tab. So if we open just a random chart here, there we go. So this is just MetaStock, and now what I'm going to be able to do is very easily jump in between all these different layouts that I've created. Okay, so I come up here. I want to go back to that certain layout of charts that have my webinars indices. Just going to hit OK on that, and now it takes me back to this page. I can also drag this layout and drag it over onto another monitor that's over here. So now I have my cars monitor over there. If I wanted to quickly jump back into, webinar indices is over there. If I wanted to quickly jump back into the cars, I can do that, and it shows me the names of them here as well. Oh, sorry guys, I was messing with some of these earlier to make sure I was online and everything was working, and I realized I named them very similar things, but I'm clicking different stuff. But so here's the cars where I had Tesla and Ford. And again, if I save these or like set them up in certain ways, it's going to remember that and save those. Now, the other thing that I really love to do with layouts is you can come in here and let's actually go for a new. This is another way to access it, is file new layout instead of clicking the other one. And you can see I'm in layout 6 right here. Well, just as an example, let's open Ford. Bear with me here, guys. So these are all the same security here on a daily time frame is what we're looking at. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set one on hourly, leave one on daily, and set one to weekly. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as, instead of a layout, I'm going to save it as a layout template. And we'll call this multi-time. And I'm going to hit save. And now if I wanted to go and open up a new security, so let's say I want to open up Tesla, and what down here, instead of opening up as a clean chart like I've been doing for most of these, I'm going to come down and, I named it multi-time, use the template's periodicity, and hit open. Oh, multi-time. 1 second here, guys. And then it's going to open it up inside of with all 3 of my time frames opened up at once. So if you want to look at like multiple different time frames, then you can just, oops, I'm on my wrong slide here too. I'm jumping ahead of things. All right, so if you open it up, you can have the multiple time frames opening up with a single security. So you only have to type in one security and it'll open it up in the multiple time frames. That's kind of the beauty of the new layouts, you guys, is when they, you can kind of really do whatever you want with them, and it's going to give you these really unique kind of setups with that. All right, let me get back into my chart. I'm doing too many things at once here. Actually, let's get us all on the same page, because I know I'm talking fast, I'm moving fast. Let's dive back into the presentation here and kind of get caught up, do some reviewing. So I showed you guys the layout workflows. You can come in here. All you have to do is click that arrow and you can dive into the layouts that you want. You can create custom layouts of multiple charts, or you can save the layout as a template. So it's opening up a single security into a saved template layout. So it's a little bit confusing on the wording, but once you've kind of played around with it a little bit for yourself, I know that you'll absolutely love it. We have the easier indicator searching, so you can just come in, type in, easily find your indicators, drag and drop them onto your charts. We have the new indicator editor, just doing a recap of all of this. Very easy. Go inside of there. You get the color coding now, and it'll tell you when there's an error in your code. We have the updated toolbar changes, which I wanted to show you guys something else on that. We have the improved search functionality on the indicators. That also is in our expert advisors, as it's showing right here inside of the slideshow. I showed you guys inside of the indicators search. Expert commentary. Okay, so now we're all caught up there. Let's go back into MetaStock. I've got this on multiple screens again. I did want to show you guys, let's open up another chart, just keep it easy. I also wanted to show you guys another change you can do to the toolbar. You can come into right-click, customize, and here's the toolbar here. And if you come into options here and you click these large icons, you can change these to become large icons. So if you want to have those larger, I know some people maybe have like a touch screen laptop or something of that nature, and this makes it so it's easy to go and kind of touch the icons on your screen. So I like that about it. You can also do it with icons in the menu, but I'll go ahead and turn those off because I don't really need them. You can also turn off and on screen tips right here. So those are when you like hover over something, it kind of tells you what it does. Were there some other things in here I wanted to show you guys? I don't think so. So if you wanted to make other toolbar changes, this has kind of always been in there, but you can come in here and turn certain ones off. Like if you don't use the regressions or the GAN or things of that nature, you can turn those things off. Pretty much anything inside of MetaStock, you guys can customize. All right, so let's get back. Oh, nope, I'm jumping ahead too far. Oh, I have too many windows open for that. Let's go, yeah. Back to MetaStock. All right, there's a couple other things on these charts I wanted to show you guys. So if I go into an expert advisor, we just saw this in the slideshow, but if I can just type in again in the expert advisor field to find those and attach those like this. And again, expert advisor, one of my favorite features in MetaStock, instead of having to know any specific indicator like the MACD, and having to look for when it's crossing over its signal line, just so you guys are following along with what I'm saying a little better, I'm gonna actually put, this is a normal MACD down here at the bottom. When you have a cross below the signal line, that generates a sell signal, or a cross above, that would generate a buy signal. And sometimes I used to mix these up on, is it when the signal line crosses over or when the exponential moving average crosses the signal line? So just little things like that. If you can't remember which one's like the buy or sell, having the expert advisor to actually give you symbols on your charts, absolutely love that. This is a more basic indicator, but this expert advisor works with far more complex systems too in MetaStock. And not only does it give you things like these buy and sell signals on the chart, it's also letting me know overbought and oversold areas by highlighting the chart like this. And it also gives me this bullish and bearish ribbon. And which is the reason I kind of wanted to show you guys this with our expert commentary. So I have it set to open up on my other monitor, but here's the expert commentary. You can actually, you can also drop and drag this into its own little windows now. So I really like having it like off to the side here. So now the commentary will kind of tell me what's happening with the expert advisor. So if I go here and saying, hey, currently the MACD is bearish, since it is trading below its signal line, it's telling me how this trading system works. It's letting me know it's not currently in an overbought or oversold area, and there's been no divergent signals recently. But another thing that you can do with it now, so not only can you kind of attach it into new places, it also has this auto hide feature, which I absolutely love. So we're gonna go ahead, click auto hide, and now you'll see it's kind of gone up into its own little window up there. So I have more screen real estate to look at my chart, but if I wanna get more information on a system on what's happening right here, I just hover over this, and it's going to pop that commentary back out for me to read. This also goes along fantastically with the data window. So I'm going to go ahead and add that as well, which I also have it set to open up on my other monitor, but I'm going to drag it into here. So with the data window, if you're looking at data, it kind of shows you what your where the mouse is. Where the mouse is, it shows the data for that location inside of the data window. But you can also take this and come and drag it off to the side like this, and that'll add it into the side window. Or with both the data window and the commentary window, you'll notice if you look really closely over here on the side, there's a bigger one here or a smaller one. If I just drop it into that smaller one, it automatically puts it into that hidden sidebar where I just have to drag, hover over it and then click on it if I want to reactivate it, and I can resize this, of course, as well. And then when I click on the chart, it's going to go away again. So another just little thing that's in there in 19 that I think is so convenient, and I really love to have the data window. All right, let's keep moving. So with Quote Center and Option Scope, we improved the theming for these. So when you set your theme container to the light mode or the dark mode for MetaStock as a whole, and again, this is different from the charting themes because there's like 18 different charting themes, I believe. This is just for the whole container of MetaStock. So it will follow along in both Quote Center and Option Scope. We also added a new accordion or flyout control access to the settings. So you'll see this little arrow right here. And when they click on that, it's going to open this up, and then you can go into the settings. So we're just trying to give you guys extra screen real estate is what it is, because once you've kind of set these settings here, you don't really need to use them anymore or see them anymore, that is. So we added those not just into Quote Center, also inside of Option Scope, and also just kind of inside of MetaStock as a whole. Let's go ahead and check it out. So if I come into here, let's just say like the Explorer even, I can come, well, that one's a bad example actually. Let's say with the charts, we updated these arrows. So there were arrows before, but now you can kind of see what they're doing. Like when it's sideways, it's just pointing at this list. When it's pointing downward, it's actually open, and here's what's open within it. Oops, I don't want to do all that. And let's go ahead and show that. We'll make this big here so you guys can kind of see those arrows. Okay, and oh, let me open this back up. I also have my toolbar. I have it set to hidden now. But that's not my normal setup, so it keeps throwing me off a little bit, guys. So sorry about that. All right, let's keep moving along. I have two of these open, which is not helpful for anyone. All right, there we go. Power Console. So the Power Console has a bunch of updates too. You guys have probably noticed this kind of throughout so far. So there's the new arrows designating the expansion or contraction. The search functionality is brought to focus. So the search bar used to be kind of in a weird location on some of the Power Console tools, and we kind of brought it in so it's more front and forward and more obvious on which search bar you should be using for which list and things of that nature. We looked at the custom toolbar. So there's 6 new icons in total for that toolbar. You can see a bunch of those right here. And I mean, you can really make this list pretty vast. So if you want to link your broker, you want to put all your favorite templates, you want to put your layout templates, things of that nature, you can put all of those in there. Okay, this one's really cool. So the new View Open Windows dialog box, and there's a preview for that. Let's go ahead and check that out real quick. Oh, and I immediately forgot the hotkey, but I just looked it up. I actually don't know if I have multiple charts open. I don't. So let me open up a few charts, actually. We'll just open some of these. All right, so I have these open, and I have them open in my tabbed view here, right? But if I just go and do Control Tab, and now I'm just hitting Tab, it's jumping through all my open charts. So you can see forward and whatever I have on the background for it, and then I can just let go and it's gonna open up that chart. So I think that's actually really useful when you have a bunch of charts, a bunch of layouts, and maybe you forget like, oh, which chart was I looking at? Especially if you have a bunch of charts open of the same security for one reason or another, having that option to just kind of Control Tab and then open up the chart you want, really nice. You can also access that in via a few different methods as well. So I can go in and view open windows. I clicked on it. You can view the open windows and kind of navigate through them in there as well. All right. Let me close that. And open this back up. Here we go. Sorting inside of the Explorer. This is just a little thing, once again, that makes a really big difference. So let's go ahead and check it out. I'm gonna close that window, pull this up. All right, so once you've ran an exploration, let's just open one that I've already done here. So like the 40-day EMA rising. So before you could still sort inside of the Explorer, but now we added this little arrow right here so that you know that, hey, I'm sorting here by ascending or descending, or I'm sorting here by ascending or descending. And you can also just see the like overall look and feel of everything is a lot nicer as well. But this really helps, especially for those scans or explorations that have a lot of different fields in here, and you're trying to, kind of sort these in different methods. That can be helpful. It's also helpful for another feature that I really like. So if you're sorting this, so let's see, so I sorted by the 40 EMA -5. Doesn't really matter what I'm sorting by, just that you guys know I'm looking at this field. Well, I sorted it by this field. So the top one here is like dvr.ax, and then we have ACQ. So say you have a whole list, this one's 375 securities. I'm just gonna go ahead and open up this DVR here. And then I'm gonna come down here and just hit next. And it's gonna open up the next one from that list. So you can run an exploration and then look at all the results from that list by just clicking the next button here after opening one up. So that's something that I absolutely love too. Oops. Okay. We don't really need this anymore. Let's go back into here. Other improved features. So you can see your recent charts and your recent layouts now. There's a new down arrow on like the file menu to help you kind of find those, and on tab charts and kind of in the main container up at the top right. So you can come in here to see them. You can come up here and see your recent charts or layouts or things of that nature as well, and in the window there's two. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close that and come back. Oh, sorry guys, I'm bouncing around a little bit more than I'd like to be. All right, let's check out some of the new indicators that we have. This one has been requested for a really long time, and I am so excited that we have it inside of MetaStock now. You get the volume by price. And this is actually really detailed inside of the slideshow. So I'm just going to show you guys in here, but all you have to do is in the indicator list, you can type in like volume or price even. It'll show up no matter what. If you typed in either of those, and then you just drag and drop the indicator onto your chart, this is what it looks like, and this is kind of how it works. So it'll allow you to see the buying and selling interest at certain prices. It'll show you volume at specific price levels, and it'll tell you whether that volume was positive or negative. And the way that it's calculating that is based on the close to the close. So I'll kind of show you what that all means here. So in this section here, you can see kind of the size of this. So from the top of this long bar to the bottom of this long bar, this is one price zone, which is basically roughly like 220 to 240-ish here. So this is all the volume that was traded at that price from all of the data that I have loaded on my chart. So if there was more data than what's showing right here, it would be taking that into account as well. And this is the longest bar for that. For all of those days, if it's green, that bar closed higher on the next, closed higher than the previous bar, and then it makes it green. If it closed negative than the previous bar versus the previous bar, it would show red there. So again, to kind of show that, so the price zone, I had it off, I said, but roughly it'll let you know exactly what that is. It'll let you know the exact amount of volume in there that was positive, the exact amount that was negative, based off the close to close, and then you get a total for it there. So you can use these for like support and resistance levels, and also just to kind of see where the price could very likely be headed, you know, so for your price targets, stop losses, things of that nature. It can also be used as just like a confirmation as well. So really quickly, we want a chart that has data to show that. I guess I will show you guys. Volume by price. I drop it on the chart. I can tell it how many zones I want it to have. So that one I think showed 12. I could do 14, or I can say an exact amount of periods. Either way, and then I hit OK. And then it plots that onto my chart. I'll go ahead and get rid of this indicator here. Oh, yes, I do want to get rid of that. And then again, remember, this is off of all the data that's loaded on the chart. So if I zoom out, then I'll start to line up a little bit better. Oh, I guess I didn't need to zoom out that far. Okay, well, in any case, but then yeah, you can hover over each one and it'll tell you kind of all those specifics that we just covered. Let's check this out again, range bars and candles. So that's another new thing. If I go ahead and zoom in, let's actually just grab this guy, pull it way up here. You just double click on there. So currently I'm looking at bars. I can also now select range bars or range candles. And what you'll notice is all of these are the exact same size. We actually don't need this anymore. So this is saying for every price range, in this instance, the range size is at the bottom. For every 0.315559 price, it's going to put a bar on the chart. So that's what it's doing with the range bars. This might be explained a little bit more clearly inside of here. So every range bar in a chart is the same height. So the distance or range between the high and the low is the same for every single bar. Units of time, like hours, days, or weeks, they don't matter. So a slow market could take several days to complete a single range, while a fast one could have multiple bars in a single day's trading. These bars can be calculated on ATR or points. So there's all sorts of different types of analysis and things like that that you can do once you've kind of changed the bars to be range bars to work in that manner. I'll kind of leave that for you guys to further investigate if it's something that you're interested in. All right, global cursor. This is one of my favorite new things. I don't even want to say it's little because it feels so much bigger. Let's get a handful of charts here kind of opened up. Let's tile these ones. And let's open up another even. Oh, that's an exploration, not a chart. Yeah, let's just open up a few more. All right, so if I come here, we now have a global cursor. This chart right here is maybe not the best. Let me close that one. So whatever date I'm on, so if I'm on March 18th, 2024, in this example, it's showing me March 18th, 2024 on all of the different charts. Or if I'm on a certain price, so at, it's hard, a lot of these are at different prices, so you don't see it, but it's gonna go to this price level on every single chart. This is on all of your monitors, on all of your layouts, everything. It's a global cursor that will work throughout on every single chart. So it can be really useful for all sorts of different reasons. It's something that I really like. It can help you find, again, like support and resistance level type things to help you kind of monitor the market. You can kind of compare easily how like certain sector ETFs are comparing to the individual security that you're looking at or things of that nature. So just a neat little feature that I absolutely love. We've got that in there too now. Here's another example, just kind of showing that it's going to be on all of your charts. If you don't like it, you can turn that off. So if you just like to have the regular crosshair, you can have the regular crosshair, but I love it. Something else you guys have probably noticed on all of my charts, I have this watermark active. For me, it's fantastic because I always have people asking me when I'm doing demonstrations, oh, what security is that? And instead of having to read this little thing right up here, you can see it here. But again, if you don't like it, you can turn it off. That's one of the beautiful things about MetaStock. Other chart features, so learn as you plot. This one's really nice too. So you can move the chart back and forth one plot at a time with Control plus arrow. So backwards or forwards. Where this can become really handy is like, especially when you're doing like paper trading or something of that nature. So say we're back here on the chart. Let me turn this off and let me set these back to just regular bars is fine. Well, actually, all right, so I can see, let's zoom in actually. One way I like to give this example is, all right, you have this buy signal right here, right? We'll say you wanted to like paper trade this to see how you would have performed based on this chart. I can just do Control plus the side arrow and it shows me one additional day at a time. So learn as you plot, meaning you know, just to make sure that you're not using the future information to your advantage or et cetera, if you want to kind of like test yourself or just kind of see, all right, what would I have done here? Or, you know, if I had this buy signal, okay, if I bought here, now, you know, what would I do each day? Would I have sold right here because now it's a red bar after my buy signal? Well, if you're following the trading system, you wouldn't because there's not a sell signal. It was just a down day, but not a sell signal. And that would have been good because it goes up and down, etc. So one at a time, you can go forwards or backwards. Just another little thing that I really like to have. I think it's really useful, especially for paper trading. The odds probability cone now has greater precision, so you can go out to like a further decimal point on some of the indicators, such as the odds probability cone. Transparency will remain set when toggling between colors, so you can further improvements to the transparency settings that we've added in there. You can mirror the y-axis for improved axis visibility, so you can plot it on both the left and the right axis. I found this to be not something I really used a lot, wanted previously, but now that I have the volume by price, it's nice to have that on both sides. You can also change the font and the font size on the X and the Y axis. All right, somebody asked me, sorry, I realized I have not been checking my questions very frequently. Oh, and it looks like Greg's been helping me out though. So someone asked, how do you delete a layout? And you can just go into the file inside of your Windows Explorer and you can delete it in there. Yeah, there you go. New drawing tools. So this I really like. let's go ahead and check this out because it's another favorite. So a lot of you are probably familiar with, our trend lines that in version 18, we made it. It takes kind of a while here, but you can go into it and you can show a label and you can say like performance. And then you can see stuff like that. But now what we've done is we've just added a drawing tool that does that for you. So this will just tell me the percent line, and we added one for points. So if I have another one here, so this moved 19% from there to there. That was negative 3.1596, etc. points there. So it's much faster than having to go in and edit a trend line. You can just very easily draw a percentage trend line. And you can still go into the old ones and like kind of edit them too. Sometimes it's nice to add like an extension onto that too. So you can still see like okay, this moved 14%, but then I also want to use this as like some sort of resistance level or something. So you can have the extension afterwards too. There's a few different things to play around with, but I do really like that. I'm reading another question here. That's why my face is getting up close to this other monitor here. So yeah, some of these are kind of very support specific. So I just want to say, guys, if you have like very unique things you want to do, you can always send us an email at support@metastock.com, or you can reach out to Australia support as well if you're out there. But just sending off a quick email helps with some of these. Just layout viewable via the toolbar in MetaStock. How do I include it? So I'm just reading that to see if I can help you here. He's asking about a layout and how to find it. So one thing, if you're not seeing a layout, like these are layouts that you recently had open that would be right there. But when you're like opening something out, like a chart, for example, oops, let's go into my charts here. So you have apply like templates here. So if you saved it as a layout template, you'd be able to view it here as a layout template. But if it's just saved as like a layout, you can come into File, Open, and then you can go to wherever it is that you stored it on your computer. It's going to be unique to your computer, but then it should be saved in here, and you can open charts or layouts. So you might have to change that from charts to layouts, and you'll probably find your layout right there. Like here's the layouts that I made today. Okay, sorry guys, getting a little off track here. Let me keep going. So the new measuring tools, fantastic. You can see them at work there. A bunch of new drawing tools. So we already kind of added some Elliott waves stuff, but now just because there's so many different ways to measure waves, we added an Elliott wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, W, X, Y, X, Z. We also made it so that you can have like these parentheses and kind of other custom things in there, just because there's so many different types of waves to draw, and so many people like learn them in different areas or do different things. Barry, I'm glad I was able to answer your question there. So lots of different methods for that. Updated RMO explorations. So our Rahul Mohinder oscillator, these used to, be named, I might be mixing this up a little bit, but you would have like a scan that was blue bar color and a bullish zone primary trend scan, but I didn't say RMO before, but now they're all kind of lined up, and there's new systems with it too, or scans, I should say. Template also. So that makes it a lot easier to use the RMO. I really love the new Pro mode and the RMO model shaded. Those are my favorite templates with it. Here's the RMO model shaded. Look how great that looks, guys. Look what you can do now with your MetaStock charts here. Fantastic. I realize I'm getting really low on time, which I thought I might. And luckily, I think a lot of this now is just kind of some of the systems. So we'll go through some of this fast. Definitely check out the new RMO templates and things built in. We also added a new gap identifier. So you can see right here, it says like when there's a gap up, and you can run a scan for this that searches for gaps. It also comes with expert commentary as well. So if you're interested in finding those gaps up or down, that's now built in. This is something that I think is absolutely huge for a brand new add-on. Well, not brand new to MetaStock being for free now. So the ETS, Expert Trading System 2.1, this used to cost $299 or maybe $399, but it's actually one of the systems I learned 6 or 7 years ago that I ended up really liking, and I kind of recommended this to a lot of my clients. So I was so excited when they put this into MetaStock 19. It has multiple different indicators, exploration, system tests, expert advisor. It also comes with a really in-depth manual that also covers like risk management really well. So this is an add-on. The add-on alone was $299 or $399. I can't remember which one, but it's now included for free in MetaStock 19. So you definitely want to check that out if you guys, for those of you that said that you already have 19, or for those of you that don't have 19, this is a really good reason to get it. This alone, plus everything else I've been showing you guys in the last hour. ETS also comes with like a trend ribbon to kind of help you get overall market sentiment and conditions. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. It does have a system test in it where it tests really well. It also has like a system test you can see right here with optimization. So if you really like, if you're into like the AI stuff, auto optimization and artificial intelligence type of thing, that's one that you could kind of play around with. Ichimoku Master, I was really surprised they added this one in there too. So as you can see, this is a very complex system. We had some clouds in MetaStock, but now we have a full add-on, the Ichimoku Master. This one was $499 or $599. Sorry guys, I can't remember these prices off the top of my head. This is also included for free now. You can see how detailed this commentary is, following along with Ichimoku and all the different indicators. I'm actually not going to say all of these indicators out loud because Greg, the marketing guy who's watching, speaks some Japanese and he'll make fun of me when I pronounce them wrong. and he knows how to say them, that's for sure. So you get Ichimoku, you get all of its indicators and everything included there. This tells a lot about it. You get that expert advisor that kind of ties it all together, can kind of give you important signals. It can tell you, what's going on your chart. I really think that the Ichimoku Master is very useful for those of you that have any sort of interest in the Ichimoku cloud. Also with MetaStock now, you can price or you can chart into the future. Several years back, you couldn't. It's been a feature for a while now. So really something great to take advantage of with Ichimoku Master now that, those clouds actually do go in past the current price point. So with MetaStock 19 and the Ichimoku Master, you get all of this, the expert indicators, explorations, scans, etc. So that alone is like almost $1,000 just in add-ons that are now included for free in 19, plus all the additional new features. We also added in the JBXC expansion and contraction system right here. So Jake Bernstein did release a new full add-on, but we actually took a template out of that and we put it into 19 for free so that you guys can kind of check it out for yourself, see how well it kind of works, and maybe learn a little bit more about it. And then if you were actually interested in getting his full system, you can get a really good deal on that right now. Again, we're getting kind of low on time, so I'm not going to kind of dive into those systems too deep. I just want you to know they're in there and they're worth a lot of money, but now that they're just included in 19 for free, so that's fantastic. Here's kind of everything we covered. I know I touched on these a few times. I won't spend too much time there. I do want you to know, though, that I understand there's a lot of information here. There's a lot that I went through, and even just following along with this video wouldn't really teach everything. So we're going to give you guys, with an upgrade to 19, Unleash the Power of MetaStock 19 for free. So this is like an extended ebook that also has a set of tutorial videos that go along with the chapters. And that's normally $99, and we are including that for free right now with your upgrades. Now, don't go taking off because I'm showing these prices here, because I want to let you guys know about something afterwards. I just want you to know the regular rates. So if you were a brand new customer coming around at any sort of time, MetaStock 19 MetaStock in general, DC is $4.99, RT is $13.95. We have been running a promotion since the release of MetaStock 19, which came out in April, where you could get $50 off. You could also save $20 on an upgrade if you're upgrading from DC 18, that made it just $179, or from 17 or older. So something to note, guys, we give you a discount if you stay current with your upgrades. So we know, maybe you upgraded 1 year, 2 years ago, and now we have another upgrade out. It's been a couple of years. It took over 2 years for 19 just because we included so much in it. But if you keep current on your upgrades, we'll give you a discount. So that's an extra $100 off for someone that has 17 or older, just something to note. And then MetaStock Real Time, we've also had a discount on all of that. But the timing for today's webinar honestly could not have been better, you guys. We're running some super big promotions that are actually so good, I'm not allowed to tell you about them entirely, but I want to let you guys know that next week, so well, it's almost next week for you guys. I'm a day behind. But we're going to do our Black Friday in July special, and that offer is coming available next week. The deals are so good, they don't let me say them online, on YouTube, etc., etc. So what I need you guys to do is reach out to your local dealer if you're out there in Australia, MetaStock Australia. You can send him an email. That's what I recommend doing if you want to get ahead of this, at info@metastockaustralia.com.au. Let him know that, hey, I'm interested in those Black Friday in July deals on 19. You guys are going to be able to save so much that I'm not even allowed to say it here. We also kind of put together a page. You can also check out this page, metastock.com/traders Oracle deal, to get a little bit of a sneak peek, and we can start honoring those prices next week. This page is going to be taken away in the future, so I can include the link now. But you guys came at an absolutely fantastic time. Those prices, I will say, are in US dollars, just because I always work in US dollars. But if you order through Craig, or sorry, I should say, if you order through Traders Oracle or MetaStock Australia, I'm friends with the owner, Craig. He will help you out. He'll get you pricing in AUD. You can order locally, etc. I highly recommend doing it. He gives fantastic support. Normally, I am no longer working. It's 7:05 p.m. for me. I know it's like 11 a.m. I believe for the majority of you. So something to keep in mind. But yes, we do have some huge deals going on, not just on MetaStock 19. We also have, I'm just going to say it, over like 50% off a lot of our add-ons for the add-on section that are going to be coming up for next week too. And you guys, if you want to learn more about those Black Friday deals, info@metastockaustralia.com.au. You can email Craig, or you can visit the link metastock.com/traders Oracle deal. Just know that these special deals we're doing are not going to be available after this Black Friday event ends. So if you're watching this in the future and you want to see if we have any special offers or something like that going on, then just reach out to Craig at I keep saying the name, info@metastockaustralia.com.au, and he can help you out, and he'll let you know of any sales or specials or things like that that are going on. If you guys have other questions, feel free to chime in. I realize I'm actually not looking at YouTube. I'm just looking at my GoToWebinar questions. So if there's other questions on the YouTube end, which we feel free to chime in, Greg. But okay, thanks, Greg. Okay, great. All right, guys. Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up. So that's kind of my demo of 19 today. Also, you should know, I think it's worth saying, we're even putting out like a free update to MetaStock 19 too, what we're calling MetaStock 19.1. That's just about to come out as well. So, I mean, there's never really been a better time to jump in and get this. You can get our special Black Friday and July deals. You can order through your local dealer. And if you have any questions, yeah, feel free to reach out to them. Also, you can reach out to me too. So my email is my name, bobby.hiller at metastock.com. You're welcome to send me an email if you had any questions specifically that you wanted to push towards me. I'd be more than happy to help you as well. I see I've got some other things coming in here.
Hi, Kelly Clement here from MetaStock. Before you go, I have two quick things for you. One, thanks for joining us today. We love having you here at our webinars and viewing our videos. So what I'd like to invite you to do before you go is like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps us a great deal and it helps us bring you more awesome content like today's video. The second thing is we have a great ebook on trading that you can get for free. If you go to metastock.com/YouTubebook, you can get a free copy of The Secrets of Successful Traders. It's a great book with lots of content from traders just like yourself who can teach you some of the secrets that they have learned. Thanks for taking a second with me and learning about those two things. Thanks for joining us and keep on trading.